Well, you may have been really enjoying the steamy romances in seasons 1 and 2 of Bridgerton. The writers have not entirely felt the same, with good reason. With season 3 currently in production, in this video we'll talk about Bridgerton's writer claiming that writing the scenes was awkward and Bridgerton's top 5 steamiest scenes. Let's get started. First up, is Bridgerton even Bridgerton without all the intimacy? With Bridgerton season 3 currently in the middle of filming and production, everyone is expecting things to get even steamier than before. But one particular Bridgerton writer claims that writing those scenes can actually get pretty awkward. Well, the show definitely doesn't shy away from intense scenes, and that's just one of the many reasons why it's been so popular among the masses. It just ticks all of those romance Regency novel fantasies we've all grown up reading. And let's face it, are Regency romances even complete without all that steaminess? Up next, what the writer had to say. One of the series' lead writers for season 3, Jess Brownell, claims that working on the scenes was one of the most awkward moments of her entire career. She's a writer-producer on the Regency drama who will be serving as the showrunner on seasons 3 and 4. So it looks like there will be lots of awkward moments in your career, Jess. According to Brownell, she was having fun writing the more intimate scenes until she remembered that she would have to show her boss the drafts too. Now, the drafts obviously contain the entire scene for the script, and Brownell felt so awkward that she didn't even want to show her boss the much more detailed drafts of the intimate scenes. Considering all the awkwardness Brownell had to go through to bring us those steamy scenes, can we just call it something being done for the greater good? Let's talk about the romance in seasons 1 and 2. Now, the first season sent the world into a frenzy thanks to its rip your clothes off kind of attraction between Daphne Bridgerton and the Duke of Hastings. Remember that one scene where the Duke of Hastings was seen very seductively licking a spoon? Yeah, that had us fanning ourselves for a good minute. Not to mention the thousands of gifs of that one scene alone. Season 2 took a more slow burn approach and focused on the relationship building aspect between Anthony Bridgerton and Kate Sharma. Their chemistry with each other started off really prickly, but quickly took a flirtatious turn and ultimately led to some serious tension, which was exciting in its own way. Moving on to why season 2 was so different with the romance. Shonda Rhimes, head of Shondaland, which produced Bridgerton, claimed that every character's romantic life and approach towards love is entirely different. Much like the real world, the impressive producer said that if they showed the same charged intimacy between everyone, then it would be really weird. And that's exactly what makes the absence of overtly sequences in season 2 so worth it. The second season is all about yearning and longing for someone you may not have, and Kate Sharma and Anthony Bridgerton play their roles to a T. While some fans initially thought that losing the steamier scenes made season number 2 a little less fun, they were still delighted because the love story between the two leads just made it all worth it. Not to mention their chemistry was just off the charts. Besides the overall slow burn, the second season still featured some pretty racy scenes, including the one where a completely naked Anthony is seen covering his modesty in the bedroom. Now, what's in store for season 3? The third season is all set to break tradition and skip the third novel in the series and jump to the fourth book, called Romancing Mr. Bridgerton, instead. Writer-producer Jess Brownell confirmed that the season will be skipping ahead to book 4 to focus on Penelope Featherington and Colin Bridgerton's love story. 3 new cast members will also be joining the beloved show. The first is Daniel Francis, who previously worked in Stay Close, joining the cast as Marcus Anderson. Second, we have Sam Phillips from The Crown, all set to play a genial lord with some rather unusual interests, called Lord Debling. Finally, we also have James Spoon, who is set to star as Harry Dankworth in the third installment of the show. What's more, did you know the cast had to work with an intimacy coordinator? The funny thing about making films and TV shows is that scenes that audiences see for mere minutes can actually take several months to film. That's exactly what happened with one particular scene in season 1, which took months to film but was only 3 minutes long in the show. The compilation of shots was spread across several locations: inside, outside, daytime, nighttime, against the wall, on the floor, in the library, and in bed. You're beginning to understand exactly the scene we're talking about, right? Now, to make all of that look believable for the camera and to consider the complexity of the set, Bridgerton actors worked with an intimacy coordinator to make sure everyone felt safe and cared cared for and delivered their best performances. Phoebe Denever, who played Daphne in Season 1, claimed that she knew exactly when, where, and for how long her on-screen love interest, Simon Hastings, was going to touch her, and it was the same for him. She said that having the scenes choreographed with the intimacy coordinator helped them both feel safe and secure while filming the scenes, and that helped them really go for it. Well, they sure did. While we're on the topic of steaming it up, let's take a quick dive into some of the hottest scenes that the show has given us so far. At number 5, we have Daphne and Simon's wedding night. Our very first couple of the show set the bar for steamy romance very high. After several misunderstandings, royal-level dilemmas, and uncertainties, the pair finally revealed their true feelings for each other after their nuptials. After that first kiss, we just knew things were going to get hot and heavy between the two, and boy, the Duke and Duchess did not disappoint. The emotionally charged scene quickly changed into the couple's consummation of their marriage in the most memorable way. This rather long, intimate scene is definitely one for the history books. For number 4, we have Benedict's exploration, hanging out with a professional painter to get some painting tips, and bam, you're in the middle of an orgy. We've all been there, right? Full of shadowy corners and writhing backs. Sir Granville's part has no shortage of moments that would be highly inappropriate and downright scandalous for any respectable member of the ton. But that's exactly what makes this so exciting. It's also the series' first and only gay scene, and gives us a tiny insight into Benedict's attempt to explore what life has to offer him. Moving on to number 3 with honeymoon romance. They should have just called this episode the crazy honeymoon experience, because damn, these two just can't keep their hands off each other. After finally uniting under their true feelings, the Duke and Duchess barely made it through the appetizers without doing it in front of the staff, who we're sure just aren't being paid enough for this. Then they run outside in ecstasy and are instantly bathed in moonlight and rain, and we have to admit, it all kinda makes our hearts go a-flutter. These two together are very hot. For number 2, it's the post-marriage montage. We know we keep coming back to Simon and Daphne, but Season 1 really did have the steamiest scenes that kept us entertained throughout. But this montage definitely takes the cake. In a field and in the bed, that causes the glass to shatter and ballet flats to go flying off. And that's not all. There's even sex on a ladder, atonement style, but done in the most female pleasure-focused way possible, and led to a whole near shutdown of the internet because it had us all just gasping audibly. Daphne and Simon said they burn for each other, and well, they made sure that we knew exactly how much they burn. Finally, at number 1, we have the bee moment. Hear us out. This makes our number 1 not because of all the physical intimacy, but rather the massive tension in the air. Just thinking about it again is making us feel all the feels. Fans, including us, were all surprised when the iconic bee scene was retold to make sure the slow burn was burning for the right amount of time. In the scene, Anthony and Kate share a private moment when Kate puts Anthony's hand on her chest to let him know that she is unharmed. The inhaling of breaths, the quietness in the air, and the close-up of the hand had us all pretty much screaming, "Kiss already!" The fact that the two were completely overcome with their feelings for one another just made this scene a memorable one for sure. That's a wrap for this video. Do you have any thoughts about this writer's claim about feeling awkward while writing the scenes for Bridgerton? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.